Program for International Student Assessment PISA. Welcome in the session on making test items for PISA session 2. In this session, we are going to deal with anatomy of PISA style science questions. Science passage 1, buses. Context is a bus is driving along a straight stretch of road. The bus driver, named Ray, has a cup of water resting on the dashboard. Suddenly, Ray has to slam on the brakes. Question 1. What is most likely to happen to the water in the cup? Option A. The water will stay horizontal. Option B. The water will spill over side 1 as given in figure. Option C. The water will spill over side 2. Option D. The water will spill but you cannot tell if it will spill at side 1 or at side 2. Question 1, analysis. Competency, explain phenomena scientifically. Context, frontiers of science and technology. Situation, personal. Knowledge system, content knowledge. Level, medium. Question format, MCQ type. And theme is forces and movement. Each question you are supposed to analyze like this. Correct answer is C. Full credit will be given if students write this option. And if students write other options and if response is missing, then no credit will be awarded. Question 2. Race bus is, like most buses, powered by a petrol engine. These buses contribute to environmental pollution. Some cities have trolley buses. They are powered by an electric engine. The voltage needed for such an electric engine is provided by overhead lines like electric trains. The electricity is supplied by a power station using fossil fuels. Supporters for the use of trolley buses in a city say that these buses don't contribute to environmental pollution. Are these supporters right? Explain your answer. Answer of this question. Full credit will be given to an answer in which it is stated that the power station also contributes to environmental pollution, such as no, because the power station causes environmental pollution as well. Yes, but this is only true for the city itself. The power station, however, causes environmental pollution. If student write no or yes without a correct explanation and if response is missing, no credit will be awarded. Analysis of question 2. Competency, explain phenomena scientifically. Context, frontiers of science and technology. Situation, personal. Knowledge system, content knowledge. Level, medium. And the question format is open constructed response. Science passage 2, acid rain. This is a photo of statues called caryatids that were built on the Acropolis in Athens more than 2500 years ago. The statues are made up of a type of rock called marble. Marble is composed of calcium carbonate. In 1980, the original statues were transferred inside the museum of the Acropolis and were replaced by replicas. The original statues were being eaten away by acid rain. Question 1. Acid rain. Normal rain is slightly acidic because it has absorbed some carbon dioxide from the air. Acid rain is more acidic than normal rain because it has absorbed gases like sulfur oxides and nitrogen oxides as well. Where do these sulfur oxides and nitrogen oxides in the air come from? Examples of correct answer deserves for full credit. Gives any one of the car exhaust, factory emissions, burning fossil fuels or similar, or just refers to pollution. Examples of incorrect answers: responses that do not mention pollution and do not give a significant cause of acid rain. Here, competency test is as explain phenomena scientifically, context environment, situation global, knowledge system content knowledge, level high, and question format is short constructed response. Question 2, acid rain. The effect of acid rain on marble can be modeled by placing chips of marble in vinegar overnight. Vinegar and acid rain have about the same acidity level. When a marble chip is placed in vinegar, bubbles of gas form. The mass of the dry marble chip can be found before and after the experiment. A marble chip has a mass of 2 grams before being immersed in vinegar overnight. The chip is removed and dried the next day. What will the mass of the dried marble chip be? Option A, less than 2 gram. Option B, exactly 2 gram. Option C, between 2 and 2.4 gram. And option D, more than 2.4 grams. Answer for this question number 2 is less than 2 gram, option A, and full credit will be given for that. And if other responses are there or response is missing, no credit will be given. Analysis of the question: competency, interpret data and evidence scientifically, context, environment, situation, personal, knowledge system, procedural knowledge, level, medium, and question format is multiple choice question. Question 3, based on passage acid rain. Students who did this experiment also placed marble chips in pure water overnight. Explain why the students include this step in their experiment. Examples of correct answer which deserves full credit. Those response claims that the students use water to show that acid is necessary for the reaction. Examples of incorrect answers refers to a comparison with the vinegar and marble test without clarifying that vinegar is necessary for the reaction. Other insufficient, vague or irrelevant responses. Question analysis: competency, interpret data and evidence scientifically, context, environment, situation, personal, knowledge system, procedural knowledge, level, medium, and question format, open, constructed response. Science Passage 3, the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is located in a desert in the USA. It is a very large and deep canyon containing many layers of rock. Sometimes in the past, movements in the Earth's crust lifted these layers up. The Grand Canyon is now 1.6 km deep in parts. The Colorado River runs through the bottom of the canyon. See the picture of the Grand Canyon taken from its south rim. Several different layers of rock can be seen in the walls of the canyon. Question 1. The Grand Canyon. About 5 million people visit the Grand Canyon National Park every year. There is concern about the damage that is being caused to the park by so many visitors. Can the following questions be answered by scientific investigation? Circle yes or no for each question. Can this question be answered by scientific investigation? How much erosion is caused by use of the walking tracks? Is the park area as beautiful as it was 100 years ago? Full credit for the answer yes, yes and no in the sequence. No credit for other responses and if response is missing. Competency, evaluate and design scientific inquiry. Context, environment, situation, local, knowledge system, content knowledge, level, medium, and the question format is complex multiple choice question. Question 2. The Grand Canyon. The temperature in the Grand Canyon ranges from below 0 degrees Celsius to over 40 degrees Celsius. Although it is a desert area, cracks in the rocks sometimes contain water. How do these temperature changes and the water in rock cracks help to speed up the breakdown of rocks? Option A. Freezing water dissolves warm rocks. Option B. Water cements rocks together. Option C. Ice smooths the surface of rocks. And option D. Freezing water expands in the rock cracks. Full credit if student writes option D, that is freezing water expands in the rock cracks. No credit for other responses and if response is missing. Competency, explaining phenomena scientifically. Context, environment, situation, local. Knowledge system, content knowledge. Level, high. And the question format is multiple choice question. Question 3. The Grand Canyon. There are many fossils of marine animals such as clams, fish and corals in the limestone A layer of the Grand Canyon. What happened millions of years ago that explains why such fossils are found there? Option A. In ancient times, people brought seafood to the area from the ocean. Option B. Oceans were once much rougher and sea life washed inland on giant waves. Option C. An ocean covered this area at that time and then receded later. Option D. Some sea animals once lived on land before migrating to the sea. Full credit for option C. An ocean covered this area at that time and then receded later. No credit for other responses and if response is missing. Competency, explaining phenomena scientifically. Context, environment, situation, local. Knowledge system, content knowledge. Level, high. And question format, multiple choice question. Science passage 4. The greenhouse effect, fact or fiction. Living things need energy to survive. The energy that sustains life on the earth comes from the sun, which radiates energy into space because it is so hot. A tiny proportion of this energy reaches the earth. The earth's atmosphere acts like a protective blanket over the surface of our planet, preventing the variations in temperature that would exist in an airless world. Most of the radiated energy coming from the sun passes through the Earth's atmosphere. The Earth absorbs some of this energy and some is reflected back from the Earth's surface. Most of this reflected energy is absorbed by the atmosphere. As a result of this, the average temperature above the Earth's surface is higher than it would be if there was no atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere has the same effect as a greenhouse, hence the term greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is said to have become more pronounced during the 20th century. It is a fact that the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere has increased. In newspapers and periodicals, the increased carbon dioxide emission is often stated as the main source of the temperature rise in the 20th century. A student named Andre becomes interested in the possible relationship between the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere and the carbon dioxide emission on the Earth. In a library, he comes across the following two graphs. Now on screen, both of these graphs can be seen. First graph deals with carbon dioxide emission versus time in terms of years, and the second graph deals with average temperature of the Earth atmosphere versus time in terms of years. Andre concludes from these two graphs that it is certain that the increase in the average temperature of the Earth atmosphere is due to the increase in the carbon dioxide emission. Question 1. What is it about the graphs that supports Andre's conclusion? Correct answer for question 1 that deserves full credit refers to the increase of both temperature and carbon dioxide emission. Incorrect answers are answers that refer to the increase of either the temperature or the carbon dioxide emission, or answers that refer to temperature and carbon dioxide emission without being clear about the nature of the relationship, and other responses. Analysis of question 1. Competency: interpret data and evidence scientifically. Context: environment. Situation: global. Knowledge system: procedural knowledge. Level: high. Question format: open, constructed, type. Question 2. Another student, Jean, disagrees with Andre's conclusion. She compares the two graphs and says that some parts of the graphs do not support his conclusion. Give an example of a part of the graphs that does not support Andre's conclusion. Explain your answer. Question 2. Correct answers: those answers that refer to one particular part of the graphs in which the curves are not both descending or both climbing, and gives the corresponding explanation, such as in between 1900 and 1910 carbon dioxide was increasing although the temperature was going down. Similarly, in between 1980 and 1983, carbon dioxide went down and the temperature rose. The other correct answers are: the temperature in the 1800 is much the same, but the first graph keeps climbing. Between 1950 and 1980, the temperature didn't increase, but the carbon dioxide did. From 1940 until 1975, the temperature stays about the same, but the carbon dioxide emission shows a sharp rise. In 1940, the temperature is a lot higher than in 1920 and they have similar carbon dioxide emissions. Partially correct answers are those answers that mention a correct period without any explanation. Those answers that mention only one particular year with an acceptable explanation. Partially correct answers also includes those answers that give an example that does not support and raise conclusion but makes a mistake in mentioning the period. Those answers that refer to differences between the two curves without mentioning a specific period. Those answers that refer to an irregularity in one of the graphs, and those answers that indicate difference in the graphs but explanation are poor. Incorrect answers are those answers that refer to an irregularity in a curve without referring specifically to the two graphs. Answers that refer to a poorly defined period or year without any explanation, and other responses or missing responses. Analysis of question: competency, interpret data and evidence scientifically, context, environment, situation, global, knowledge system, epistemic knowledge, level, high, and question format, open, constructed, type. Question 3. Andres persists in his conclusion that the average temperature rise of the Earth's atmosphere is caused by the increase in the carbon dioxide emission. But Jean thinks that his conclusion is premature. She says, before accepting this conclusion, you must be sure that other factors that could influence the greenhouse effect are constant. Name one of the factors that Jean means. Correct answer: those answers that give a factor referring to the energy or radiation coming from the sun. Those answers that give a factor referring to a natural component or a potential pollutant. Incorrect answers are those answers that refer to a cause that influences the carbon dioxide concentration, or the answer that refer to a non-specific factor. Other incorrect answers or other responses. Analysis of the question: competency, interpret data and evidence scientifically, context, environment, situation, global, knowledge system, procedural knowledge, level, high, question format, open, constructed, type. Passage 5. Physical exercise. Regular but moderate physical exercise is good for our health. Question 1. Physical exercise. What are the advantages of regular physical exercise? Circle yes or no for each statement. Physical exercise helps prevent heart and circulation illness. Physical exercise leads to a healthy diet. Physical exercise helps to avoid becoming overweight. Correct answer for this question: yes, no, yes, in that order. Incorrect answer: other responses. Analysis of the question: competency, explaining phenomena scientifically, context, health, situation personal, knowledge system content knowledge, level medium, question format complex MCQ. Question number 2, based on passage physical exercise. What happens when muscles are exercised? Circle yes or no for each statement. Muscles get an increased flow of blood. Fats are formed in the muscles. Correct answer? Yes, no in that order. Incorrect answer, other responses. Analysis of the question. Competency, explaining phenomena scientifically. Context, health. Situation, personal. Knowledge system, content knowledge. Level, high. Question format, complex MCQ question. Question 3, based on physical exercise. Why do you have to breathe more heavily when you are doing physical exercise than when your body is resting? Correct answer, to remove increased levels of carbon dioxide and to supply more oxygen to your body. To remove increased level of carbon dioxide from your body or to supply more oxygen to your body, but not both. Incorrect answers, other responses. Analysis of the question. Competency, explaining phenomena scientifically. Context, health. Situation, personal. Knowledge system, content knowledge. Level, high. Question format, closed construct type. Thus, we can conclude that PISA test is different. In PISA test, focus is on understanding. Proper reading of passage is required. No guesswork will work here. And context of questions may be unfamiliar. With that, let us conclude this session. In our next video, step-wise framing of PISA test items will be discussed. Thank you.